Hey everybody, how y'all doing? You haven't heard that for a while. Today is September 28th, which was the day last year that I summited Katahdin. So I decided to come on here on the anniversary date and kind of post a couple videos. I hesitate to call them a documentary, but it's just a longer video of a bunch of videos put together to kind of show the trail, which, you know, that was the premise of my channel, was really just to show the trail. It's been fun for me to put these videos together to relive that whole trail last year, and so I really enjoyed it. It's been quite a bit of work, really. I mean, if you put all the 217 videos together from the last year, it's probably, I don't know, 70 hours worth of video. So I tried to get that down as small as I could. I think I'm still going to end up with about 4 hours. So I did it in two parts, part one and a part two. It's kind of interesting to me going through the videos, the way the trail changes. Start out down in Georgia, you know, you've got some pretty steep climbs up and down, but then you get further up, once you get into Virginia, you know, I don't think anybody will tell you that the Appalachian Trail is easy, but you get into Virginia and it's less strenuous, we'll put it that way. Then as you work your way further north, things change again. You start going up and down mountains again, and once you get into the New England states, you know, into the Whites, you know, it's completely different than what it was down in Georgia and Tennessee, North Carolina. So it was fun for me to see those changes, and I hope that kind of comes out a little bit in the videos, but it should, you know, the videos are about the trail. So it definitely was fun for me to go through all that stuff again and relive that. But so hopefully you enjoy it. So thanks for watching. If you do, I couldn't have done it without all your support back when, but it's been an amazing ride since then, and it's still kind of going on. I've gotten used to retirement now. Kind of every day feels like a Saturday. God bless you all. Well, this is the start of the approach trail to the AT. This is the little building we went into to get registered and get schooled on hanging your food bag for bears and all that good stuff. I've got my coveted hiker tag for 2023. I'm officially now a member of the class of 23, and my number is 434. It's awesome. I just cannot wait. That up here is the first shelter. We'll walk up here, but I'm kind of the opinion I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and start up the approach trail, but it's pretty nice. I mean, that's screened in. I got a feeling that a lot of the other ones don't look anything at all like this one. But I see there's nobody there. Looks like a tent site. But this is first icon. Along the way to the AT, the start of the approach trail. We're starting down this trail. It's like 8.8 miles, I guess, to the top of Springer, where the official start of the AT is, in the first blaze. But this is where a lot of people start. So this is where I'm starting. Looks like we're headed up already. So here we go. It's awesome, Mother. Pretty excited. Adventure of a lifetime. I'll take you along as best I can. It starts, if you look, there's a handrail up there. Oh, we're getting misted on right here. It's cooler too. The evaporation of the water cooling things off. What it looks like going the other way. I don't know if you can see the mountains off in the distance. Well, we made it to the top of the falls. Kind of breezy. Hopefully you can hear me. But way down there, all the water. There's vehicles down there. There's the parking lot where we cleaned up and just started. Kind of the foothills trail. These little bridges. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's pretty nice. You don't have to try to forge that water on slippery rocks or fallen trees, so I'm liking it. Nice little stream here. Might be a good place to get water, but I don't need any, so I'm good. So we're still on the approach trail. Kind of drizzling a little bit right at the moment, but I probably need to put my pack cover on. I don't want my pack getting too wet, so we're thinking about stopping here in a little bit. We got a banana and some cookies Mother sent, so maybe we'll eat them. Try to lighten my pack. I guess I didn't learn anything from my other two through hikes, because we weighed my pack down there at the ATC when I registered. It weighed 41 pounds. Because we're not on the Appalachian Trail yet, but we are on the approach trail. The approach trail has blue blazes. The AT will have white. So we are not officially on the AT yet. What do they call that? A platinum trail, I think. But pretty nice. Well, I decided to stop a minute, eat me a celebration Snickers, and maybe think a little bit about what I got going on. I mean, think about that. I'm on the approach trail in Georgia to the AT. I mean, I've started this idea, dream, thought, whatever you want to call it, goal, ambition, clear back in summer of 21, and here I am. I'm on the approach trail to the AT. I mean, that's just awesome. I don't know. I'll try my best to make it to Katahdin. I don't know if I will. That's 2,200 miles away, but right now, today, this moment, here I am. Imagine that. Some poor boy from Indiana is sitting on a mountaintop in Georgia eating a Snickers. How about that? Does it get any better than that? I tell you, God is good. Looks pretty foggy up there ahead. Trail looks like this, but it's going up. They tell me the approach trail is 8.8 miles, so by golly, we're getting there. I've got no clock that I've got to beat, so I'm just gonna take it as it comes. But even though it's kind of rainy and misty, like I say, there's a nice breeze blowing right here. Feels good, but it's still a great day. I'm just enjoying the heck out of it. But we're out amongst them. Well, Mother, you wouldn't like this one. We're right on the side. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of steep. Right here just drops away. How about that? We are here. Woohoo! We've made it. Made it the approach trail. Now we got 2,193 miles to go. That is so cool. Fantastic. Looks like we're getting close to the top, but it's all fogged in. There won't be much of a view up there when we get there. It's all uphill. First thing this morning, trail turns, goes that way down. But we're going up. So, more to go. You can tell it's winter time, not much green up here. It's not raining at the moment. It's good and damp, but we'll survive it. I'm going a little up here. Well, I stopped here by this little stream. Ate some maple raisin oatmeal and got me some water. So won't be long and we'll move on up the trail. Pretty much guaranteed it's going to be up from here because we're down low. So we're still moving. This little section is really kind of closed in. I don't know what kind of vegetation this is, but it's really got us in the green tunnel. We're headed to Gooch Gap. That's where the next place we're headed, Gooch Gap Shelter. I was hoping to make Woody Gap, which is like 4 miles past, but I don't know that I can do that. The ups around here are pretty good ups. They lasted quite a while, so they're wearing me out. But that's enough me complaining. We're still going along. I don't know what's done that to this tree, but that's pretty wild. It's stripped it. You can see all the pieces down below. I don't know if that's woodpeckers, bears, I don't know what did that. That's pretty strange. Sorry about the wiggling around. I don't know. Well, I'm in the tent again, and as you can hear, it's raining again. So I guess I'm gonna call it a night for the third night. This is Saturday, and we'll see. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? You can see how I'm doing. We're out here, got my umbrella out. It's kind of misty, raining, but we're moving along. Well, we got an early start this morning. A little foggy still, imagine that. This is the trail. It's just eerie quiet out here. I mean, once in a while you'll hear a bird, but other than that, it's just quiet. Still going up. Well, flattened out on top finally. Had a decent climb to get up here, but we made it to the top. As you can see, we're still fogged in. Let's see if we can make this little rise. Another great overview. I'm kind of wondering if one of these two mountaintops ahead of us is where we're headed, but I don't know. But I'm kind of thinking we're going up there. Hoo boy. We're climbing up Blood Mountain. Hopefully I don't leave any of my blood here on Blood Mountain. It's been going up for a while. I think we're getting close to the top of this Blood Mountain. We're not quite there yet, but been doing a lot of climbing. It's gotten a lot more bare rocks. We're still going up. There's our white blaze. So how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Can't complain, I made it up. It's the Blood Mountain shelter. It's all stone. Oh, stone. You can see we got no views, but this is the Blood Mountain shelter. So we've made it to the top. Well, this is some more of the top of Blood Mountain. Pretty rocky, for sure. There's, I don't know if you can see that mist blowing through past them trees there, but pretty foggy too. There's the view. I don't see too much, kind of gray. Kind of gray, for sure. So I think we're going on back down. Well, we had a bit of a rock scramble to get down through all this mess. It's kind of raining, misty, sprinkling, drizzling. Got my umbrella out and I had to climb down through all that. So that was quite the deal. Looks like maybe it might get a little better. Well, this is Neil's Gap, and this is the famous place where the trail goes through the building. So it's right there is the white blaze. So we are going through the building. Guess what? We are going up again, some more, continually. I don't know. Take your pick. But we're still going up. Our 12 o'clock alarm went off about 10 minutes ago. So I think as soon as we find a top to this trail, we're going to stop in the shade, in a nice little breeze, and do a snack. But right now, it is still up. It looks like a photo op to me. See them mountains in the background. Finally got a little clearer view. Got a little rock outcropping. Another little bit of a rock climb to get back down here, but it wasn't bad. I just can't get over this weather though. But it is starting to warm up. I think it's going to get hot yet this afternoon. It's a little bit after 4 o'clock. We're still going along. I'm thinking about 5 o'clock we might stop and fix us a little bit of ramen noodles and mashed potatoes. Make a ramen bomb, they call it. We're headed for the state line, Georgia and North Carolina this morning. Should be there an hour or two. So that'll be first milestone. We'll have one state down. But we gotta get there first. Had a nice little campsite last night. So it's quiet, just me and the hootie owls. They were hooting last night. Well, I think I see something on this tree. Kind of a white spot in the trail. Let's see what we got here. Look at there. That says North Carolina and Georgia. We have made it. Woohoo! We have made one state. 13 to go. Woo! We made it. Good Lord is good. We're going up. I don't get it. Looks like a photo op to me. We got a lake down there, I see. See the different layers of mountains out there. Just seem to go on and on and on. Don't want you to think that we go up all the time. We're on a trail now, it's going down, so just to keep things straight, they're not all up. Well, this is the first shuttle I've come across in North Carolina. Kind of give you a view. Just a platform in there. Dirt floors for sure. But nice heavy duty table there for sure. We got a fire ring. Looks like they had a fire sometime or another. Picnic table. Privy's up this way. It looks kind of fancy. All painted even. Wow. That's a shot of the privy. Kind of fancy looking from here. I'm not going up there. We get our 10, 11 miles in. Find us a campsite. We call it good. I'm going up just a little, no biggie at this point. Big old mountain on the other side. So probably about mid-40s today, so looks like it's going to be sunny. So it's going to be a good day. So we're going to go up a couple miles. We should hit 100 miles on the AT. So we'll have to get some pictures of that. Maybe get a selfie with the 100-mile marker. So up we go. Well, there's the morning view.
Yeah, it is.
think that's the one that was marked on the map too.
Oh, okay.
There's been a few.
Mercy. Well, we got this fancy set of steps going up from here. We're still going up though. Man, this climb has been nothing but straight up. Let's see if I get you a picture. If you can see that guy coming up there. But it is nothing but up. The thing is, it's still going up. Wow. We're still climbing these stairs. Alright, we made it to the tower. It's on top of the ridge. But the important part is this right here. We are at 100 miles. Fantastic. Well, this is the view from up on the tower.
Pretty good, huh?
Yes. Well, after that climb up Albert Mountain this morning, that was a pretty steep climb. Trail's flattened out and pretty nice. Suns came back out and we're kind of walking in the tunnel here, but pretty nice. Cooler this morning. I don't know, probably mid 40s, but nice day, nice day. So we're just shooting for 10, maybe 12 if we feel good, but I'm thinking we're about 30 miles from where we're going to get off trail for the weekend, try to go to church. So we've got, today's Wednesday, so we got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we're in pretty good shape, I think, for where I want to be. Yep. Like pretty nice shelters here in North Carolina. I got the shelter. Then up the trail, there's the privy. So kind of situated in this little valley. Pretty nice. We probably aren't going to stop here. We're going to keep going. But it's down in protected pretty well. But yeah, North Carolina, you got nice shelters. Well, we got us a little waterfall action going on here. Goes up the hill some. Comes down. Got this nice little bridge to get across here. We've come up here. The trail goes on that way. They've got a blue blaze, which goes up that way to the top of Waya Bald, I think, or Silent Bald. I'm not sure which one. There's no sign, but I'm sure there's quite the view up there. But the question is, do I want to climb up that hill? I guess we're going up. It's Silent Bald is the name of it. 2/10 of a mile up, 2/10 of a mile back. That's an extra almost half mile today. Wasn't counting on that, but hey, I won't be here again, so I guess I'll go up. Well, What you don't know is when you are down at the trail looking back up that meadow and you see the path, you think that the summit is at the top of that path. But guess what? When you get to that summit that you can see, that is not the summit. It turns, makes a right angle, and you got pretty much the same hill climb again to get to the top of the bald. So this better be worth it, because I had to convince myself to do the first part, and then to see that I was only halfway and had to go more. It better be good. See what we got. We get up here. 5,216 feet. How about that? Oh, closer view. Boy, all the different hues of blue. Mountain peaks and ridges and a lake down there or something. Says that way's north. So we're just kind of following along with it right at the moment. And this is the Waya Bald Tower. It's made of stone from what I understand. It's got a wood top, but we'll get up there and we'll take a look, see what there is to see. Which probably isn't going to be much since it's been raining. But we'll look anyway. Well, here's our wet view of the tower. I assume we can go inside and go up. Nice set of cement steps. True enough. That's what we want to do. Climb more steps. Well, maybe we can get out of the rain in a second. Oh yeah, we're covered up. Not a problem. Placard says something. Reclaimed lands, it says. But I guess you're waiting for the view. That's the pathway we just came up. Let's see if we can do a little zoom in here. Do a little zoom. Boy, it probably would be a great view if the sun was shining. You just about can't tell where the mountains stop and the clouds start. Definitely hazy. Missing the sunshine. Ground's white. Wind's blowing. Nice day. Just another day on the trail. Well, we opened up to this view this morning. As I say, quite the contrast, a little white and then blue. Definitely was a little icy up here this morning. All happened before I got here, but it's still there, so it hasn't warmed up a bunch. But probably a busy place in the summertime. Alright, I'm going across the bridge. Fontana Dam area. I don't know, maybe I can give you a shot of the Fontana Dam down there. They lower the water level in the winter. What do you think, Mother? Beautiful day. Sun shining, just a real light breeze. Out here in the woods, just walking on a trail. Well, this is some of the Fontana Village area. A lot of little cabins with rooms in them. The main lodge is up that way. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm back where I got off the trail yesterday. No, we haven't saw the shelter yet. I would think that would be coming up sooner or later. The Fontana Hilton. So we're definitely coming out. We haven't been getting rained on. Well, nobody in here. Hello. Fancy. Charging station. Well, there you go, the Fontana Hilton by Mike Short, donated by Papa Smurf in 1993. Well, we're getting ready to walk down to the Fontana Dam and walk across the dam, but they tell me, and I wanted to show you, the mountain peaks there, the one in the middle, they say, if you look, there's a tower up on top. That's where I'm headed today. We're just walking along. Well, we have made it to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Container that we put my permit in. I tore the paper in half like I said and wrote the date on it and deposited it in the box. So I guess I'm officially in the park. All right. Check out this view. I think that's the photo op view of the day. Get where I can twist here. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. The fence is across the front of the shelter. You get literally locked in. They herd all of the hikers into the shuttle or shelter and shut the door. But yeah, I thought there was an outside fence, but I guess this is more practical. But yeah, I'd say a bear couldn't get in there if the door was shut. But, all right, we are coming up on the permit box on the other end of the Smoky Mountain Trail. So that means I got to deposit my other half of the permit in there. And that means we have made it to the end of the Smoky Mountain National Park. How about that? From Match Patch. Oh, 360 all the way around, just a grassy patch on top of the mountain. I can see why they like to come up here and camp. Quite the view. Got some others up here too. Quite the view. Walking this sidewalk into town. Still got our AT symbols, so we're, I assume, we're still on the AT. Well, this is quite the rock face right here. It goes up and up and up and up. Quite the rock. This is our home for the night after Hot Springs. We've got almost 15 miles today. We got 14.9, I think. So we did pretty well. With this kind of area that we're in, we got our food bag hanging there right underneath the sun, and yeah, sun's right underneath our food bag. Yeah, sun glaring off the water there on the river. Well, we made it down to the bridge. So we were up there on that mountain someplace, looking down on all that. So now we're on the bridge, going across. So that's a look at the river on this side. A beauty spot. I don't know if you can see that the other side of those ridges, it just kind of flattens out. Boy, I'd say we're in the mountains. Yeah. Somebody says we're at 400. Whoop whoop. We have made 400 miles. So I got an Almond Joy. We're going to celebrate the 400 miles, and we'll have us a Almond Joy since I don't have a Snickers out. So this is what we're going to have. All right, we've come across what they call Jones's Waterfall. Kind of pretty. Goes up and up and up and up. So that is Jones's Waterfall. Oh, I got us a little log cabin thing going on here. How about that? Tree blossoming, boy, that's pretty. So, trail goes on. From what I understood, this part of the trail used to be an old railroad track. So they obviously pulled up the tracks, but still have the bed left. But you can see this section of the trail sees a lot of traffic, and I think it's because up ahead here a ways is Laurel Falls. Well, there's the first clear view of the falls. The river after. We still got more steps to go down though. Well, after quite a few years, I have finally made it to personally see Laurel Falls. And it's quite the falls. That's pretty. Goes on that way. Pretty rocky right here. Quite the rock scramble to get around. Not quite sure where the AT goes from here, but we'll figure it out. Beautiful falls though. We're still coming down. Yeah, there's a... We'll get stopped here. All that good stuff. So there'd be the dam. The lake going off in either direction. So it looks pretty nice. Well, just like going up seemed to go on for quite a while, we've been coming down for quite a while. Well, there's a shot of the lake from where I'm at right now on the trail. Very pretty. Looks a lot like dogwood. Where's my fly rod? Trail goes on up. Yeah, trail's just kind of wandering through this open pasture. It's pretty neat. There's a view off in the distance, surrounding area. We're still pasture walking. It's beautiful out here. So what do you think? Is that bear doing that? Because I don't know what else would. Sure makes a mess. What do you think? Well, yeah, it just gets me how open it is. Pretty rustic looking shelter. Looks like it might be ready to fall down. I don't think I'd stay there. We've got a sign post right here. We're gonna have to read what it says. It says we're entering Mount Rogers. Damascus is 3.5 miles away, and we are at the Tennessee-Virginia border, state line. We have hiked Georgia, we have hiked North Carolina, we have hiked the border between North Carolina and Tennessee for probably 100 miles. And then we've hiked the rest of Tennessee, and we have now moved into Virginia. So that's 3 states out of the way and 11 to go. Well, that's your first look at the Virginia Trail AT. We are now in Virginia. We're out here on the Creeper Trail, which is also the AT right at the moment. We've been to church this morning already. Got back. We're back out here getting started on the AT. You come here to Damascus, like I say, there's all kinds of bicycle rental places that'll shuttle you up the mountain a ways, and then you can ride the Creeper Trail back down into Damascus. The trail has decided to go up, so that's just great. And up steeply. I don't know if it's going to the summit of this thing or what, but it is definitely picked up being steeper. And all we're doing is looking for a site to tent. I'm not going to be too particular as long as it's nice and flat. But this baby is going up. Yeah, we're going right to the summit. It's just getting rockier. It is still steep. Wow, looks kind of muddy here. Kind of real muddy. Yeah. That looks like fun. We have found our way back to the Virginia Creeper Trail. Looks like the AT's gonna follow it for a little ways too. So we are back doubled up with the creeper trail. We left that yesterday, went up a mountain away from it, but obviously we've come back down. Now we're back on the trail. Well, here's a little view this morning. We're up on the first hump here on the mountain. Got a nice view. That's White Top Mountain there, I believe, which is where we were yesterday. Climbed up over. Some views here from the pasture. We're headed on. Looks like the trail heads up that way. So I'm assuming we're going to end up on top of all that sometime today. And the rocks go on. Well, we came out in this little pasture. We're off trail just a hair. Show you this. I did it. 500 miles. Whoop whoop. It's gonna have to be a Snicker candy bar or something. We're gonna have to celebrate this. Well, I couldn't resist. I had to climb up that rock, see what kind of view we could get. Kind of windy up here, but I'll show you what I see. If I can do it without falling off this rock. The Graceland Highlands State Park is coming up. I'm assuming it's up here on the ridge someplace. Supposedly that's where the ponies should be. Well, we have found some of the Graceland Highland ponies. We got one there. And we got one over there. I got one there. I got one way over there. I got another one over there. So there's the Graceland Highland ponies. Ponies up here on the Graceland Highlands. The museum. So let's go check that out. See what the museum's all about. Well, it appears we have walked back in time. We've got an old farmstead, homestead, I guess. Well, let's check out the schoolhouse. One room schoolhouse. Linda Mode, 1894. There you go. Linda Mood School, 1894. Let's check it out. Yeah, there you go. There's another one of them little buildings. I don't see a moon shape cut in the door though. One room schoolhouse. Do not build a fire. Okay. I don't think we'll build a fire. We get a step across this little running stream here. I'm gonna have to put you down. I'm afraid that mud is slick. Well, I found this sign on a tree. I looked at the app. It's not quite a quarter of the way for this year's trail. The distance on the trail changes year to year because of reroutes and what have you, but hey, we'll take it anyway. Quarter of the way from Georgia to Maine. How about that? Whoop whoop. We will take it. Look at that, sun came out. Well, I thought because it was Sunday and because I've been griping a lot about it, is that I thought today if I had any big ups, I wasn't going to complain about it. I wasn't going to bring it up. I was just going to climb them. But you know what? This baby is going up. I know it's hard to see on film, but it is steep. It's got stairs, somewhat. Stairs or water boards, whatever. Off and on, all the way up. Mercy. Like I say, it's hard to get that on film. But just how steep that is. That's the one thing. If you go ahead and climb it, eventually you get to the top. And we got a real short little ridge right here. And then it goes up some more. And then it goes down and down. That's our view from the tent in the pasture. There we got our tent set up just right out here in the middle. I got tired of walking. It's late enough that I was ready to stop, so I decided this was going to be good enough. But pretty nice view, except for the gray skies, but it'll do. I'll show you. We got there. There's 600 miles. Whoop whoop. We are into Virginia and now have 600 miles. Can you believe it? We definitely are going to have a Snickers. But we made it. A little less than 1,600 miles to go. How about that? Well, it says the AT, north or south. I guess we're headed north. Well, the trails came down off the ridge. We've been walking that ridge a lot. But we're coming down. Then it goes around, goes down this ravine, goes out. Well, Mother, we found some more rocks to climb out on. Yeah. The valley opens up in front of us for sure. Turkey buzzards flying by. Quite the view. Well, this is where we got set up for tonight. We're on this little knoll, whatever, little grassy spot. Got a pretty nice view down across the way. A little breezy though. Hopefully it'll let up tonight. That's our tent site for tonight. Well, this is the Pine Swamp Branch Shelter. Made of stone, pretty nice. Got a fireplace in it. Nobody's here at the moment. Everybody's out hiking for sure. But yeah, not a bad looking shelter. Tin roof like most of them. Those trails come out along this river, stream, whatever you want to call it. It's flowing pretty good, pretty wide. So far it's just kind of following along it. I don't know if we'll have a bridge or how we're going to get across, but we'll see. You can see all this has been burnt. Trail went up and now it's coming back down. We've got that stream. It's kind of been following that stream. And there was a road on the other side of that stream. So the road's following the stream. So I'm assuming at some point the trail will go back down to the stream. We'll end up crossing the stream and then crossing the road, but I don't know. But all this is pretty open because of the fire. But now we got us a bridge. We're going to cross this creek finally. Creek, stream, brook, branch, whatever you want to call it. Wow, that is a wide staircase. Oh, my old knees want to lift me up these steps. Yeah. A little bit of a camping area there for sure. Yeah, nice bridge. Heavy duty. Somebody's home there on the other side of the road, other side of the creek. A lot of water flowing in that baby. I'm glad I didn't have to cross that log to get across that thing. And then we got a turn and the bridge yet to boot. Wow. We got some stairs. How about that? Well, I think we're going to get a view. They call this area Wind Rock. Well, I stopped here and wanted to show you this very pretty view of this pasture that's along the trail. Sun shining. I think that's very pretty. Pretty green, but very pretty. So out here we go. Looks like a pretty long walk. Hey, I think we're going to get a view. A photo op. We ain't had one of them in so long. We have come out. There's cows in that pasture there. Definitely some cows there. And then we got the ridges. Very pretty. All that green. Blue sky. Very nice. Well, this is the Kiefer Oak. And I'm a ways away. But this thing is huge. It is the Kiefer Oak. There's a gate that you walk through, get through a fence. I try to give you a little bit of just how big this tree is. It is huge. They call these things the bruiser knob cairns. They call these cairns or carns. Cairns, I think. Just rocks, they're just piled kind of all around. But this one's kind of stacked pretty neat. I don't know if it's had help. But it's quite the rock pile there. But as you see, there's others not so neatly stacked around. Some more of those rock piles or cairns. I guess the rockier the area, the more cairns there's going to be. That's quite a pile. I know rhyme or reason to where the piles are at. They're just piled. But that was sure a lot of rock that somebody piled up. Huh. Okay. This is Eastern Continental Divide. Evidently, rainfall on the left goes to the Gulf of Mexico, 1,920 miles. And rain on the right goes to the Atlantic Ocean, 405 miles away. How about that? Eastern Continental Divide. Funny to me how we got white sand up here on top of a mountain, kind of like what you would see on a beach down at sea level. I think that is interesting. Well, that sure is a big one. He appears to have gotten him a rat or something. He's got a pretty wide belly there. He's had some kind of dinner. We're gonna let him mosey right on out of the way. If he will. It's pretty long. Get it ford this river, stream, whatever too. Let's see if we can get across there without getting wet. I'm gonna put my phone in my bag, so. But yeah, another stream crossing. Well, we managed the ford. We got across there without falling. But yeah, them rocks are slick underneath there. They got muddy slime or moss or something growing on them that makes them slick. But we got across okay. We got our shoes and socks back on, so we're ready to go on. Yeah, we've got all kinds of things up here. Wow. I don't know if you can read that. Audie Leon Murphy, June 20th, 1924, May 28th, 1971. Born in Kingston, Texas, died near this site in an airplane crash. America's most decorated veteran of World War II. He served in the European Theater, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, and earned 24 decorations, including the Medal of Honor, Legion of Merit, Distinguished Service Cross, and 3 Purple Hearts. Yes, sir. Pretty rocky. Big old rocks up here, boulders, whatever. I talked about finding a milestone today, and we have found it. We have gone 700 miles. Whoop whoop. I don't even know what to say to that. We are starting to climb back up into a pretty rocky ridge. We're headed towards what they call the Dragon's Tooth. We're a mile or so away yet, but well, we've made it to what they call the Dragon's Tooth, and that is the Dragon's Tooth. It is quite the rock, sure enough. But this is what they call Dragon's Tooth. Quite the view here this morning.
Yeah, sorry, I missed
No, that's hang on.
Okay.
If it's an apple?
Yeah.
My wife will love it.
Yeah,
She'll have a fit that I'm standing out here.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah, she will. All right.
You look like you're king of the mountain.
Well, that or fool on a hill, one or the other. Go ahead and just take a photo too.
Okay.
I believe they call Tinker Cliffs. We'll see what that's all about when we get there. .9 miles, it says, the Tinker's Cliff. Tinker's Cliffs. So, I'll walk up here for a view. That's pretty much a cliff. Yeah, I've been climbing up, so I'm out of breath. Yeah, there's cliffs sticking out. You can see people. Maybe you can see people. There's another outcropping over there. Yeah, Tinker's Cliffs. I almost walked by this, and I noticed what it said. So whoop whoop, we've made a third of the trail. But I just about walked right by it. But I didn't. I saw it. How about that? Come along the trail up to a place that they call the Guillotine. For obvious reasons. Got that rock just waiting to fall on you. We got stairs. Yeah, we got the Guillotine. Alright, we're going under the Guillotine. Pretty rocky. That's quite the rock stuck there. Quite the rock. Well, we have survived the Guillotine. So I guess we'll keep going. Working our way to Lexington this weekend, so I don't see any reason why we shouldn't make it, but we're on our way. Well, there's a shot from the trail down looking at the James River. So that's our first view of that. It's kind of hard to get a shot through the trees, but that's what that is. Well, this is Matt Creek, and at Matt Creek there's a shelter, but the interesting part of that are these signs up here. Matt Creek Shelter. According to the sign, it says there's aggressive bear activity. So they have closed the shelter. So you can't camp here. All right, well, thank you, Mr. Foot. There you go. There's the James River. And we're about to go across it on the footbridge. Very nice bridge. Parking lot. A few vehicles. All right. Quite the view of the mountains. Everything is greened up, filled up. Well, that's a view off the side of Big Rocky Row on the way up anyway. Kind of neat with the sun shining down in there. Got a cool breeze blowing right now. Feels good. The sun was shining a minute ago. Well, this is a view that I've got from the top of Bluff Mountain. We just finished climbing up top of Bluff Mountain. You can see it. The mountains flatten out a lot as they go away from here. See, we're still pretty cloudy. Get a little bit of sun down through all that mess, but well, I told you we had a milestone coming up today, so here it is. We have walked 800 miles. Whoop, whoop. How about that? 800 miles. I can't believe it. My shoes have held up. I've held up to walk 800 miles. Wow. Fantastic. Well, this is the way up to Spy Rock, or I guess the way up Spy Rock. See what kind of view we can get. Beautiful morning, sun shining, birds are chirping. Not much in the way of views though, we're pretty treed in, kind of in the green tunnel. Well, we've got quite a jumbled up bunch of rocks here. I don't know. We were supposed to be coming by the summit for Black Rock, but I don't know that I am going to climb that jumbled up mess. I don't think I am. Mother wouldn't like that. But I'm assuming if I did, I would get quite a view up there. But that looks too rough for an old man like me. We'll see if there's a view from the side up here or something. Man, that is quite the pile of rock. Holy cow. What a mess. Pretty nice view, pretty nice breeze. I'm liking it.
About his head.
Video's on.
Okay. What's he taking? You got that working?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we gotta take our
Just
picture.
got it on video, so it'll.
Will Papa come closer?
Well, I'm back there in the trail.
He wants to be on the trail. He wants to be on the trail.
I want to show the trail.
So will we smile?
Yeah, I mean it's on video. So
This is Mama. Hi, everybody. Do we know you? You're not supposed to talk to strangers.
Starting in Georgia,
Oh, we don't take care
Maine, and Buck.
Yeah, there you go.
Go help Lois, Dad.
He
I'm
can't.
harassing her.
Melissa's got it.
You
If
guys
I so I
No,
will.
from Indiana.
But he can't help her.
Yeah, well,
How far are they going?
who knows?
Oh, look at that.
Could have picked a better weekend. It's so beautiful.
Boy, and that's a truth. It really is.
I don't know. I didn't talk about it because I wasn't sure if I was going to get there or not today, but I believe we got another milestone coming up today. If we do, it'll be right at the end of the day, but it kind of looks like maybe we'll make it. We'll find out. I'll show you when I get there. I just passed a blue blaze trail that goes up across a rock scramble to get to the summit, the mountain that we're on. I don't think I need to push my luck doing extra rock scrambles, so I'm bypassing the blue blaze trail and sticking with the white blaze trail. Honest to goodness view for a change. Pretty rocky right there. Well, the trail's been going along what they call the cliffs. As you can see, it's just a rock face here, drops off. So the trail been going along this, and every now and then there's little places you can kind of pop out and see a view. It's a lot of the same view, but it's just kind of neat. We were over there on all that, so we were going across over to the ridges over here, I assume. But we've got this ravine or valley, and then it opens up to a bigger valley. Like I say, I don't know if you can see the cliffs all along here. But yeah, Mother wouldn't like that. It drops off pretty quick, I would say. Or drops off more than the height of these trees right here for sure. And then you got these little pop out views where you can jump out and get a view of the valley below. So we're just going along that ridge of cliffs. I'll let you go. Well, we got quite the rock field here. It is just nothing but rock. Boulders, quite the mess. Trail goes through here. Doesn't look like it lasts long, but what a mess. And we come across another rock field like that. A little different. These are all smaller. They're all broke up into smaller rocks. Kind of odd, isn't it? But yeah, trail goes right there through that mess. So I'm gonna put you away. Do that. We actually got a little bit of a view right here. Sun's coming up pretty high already. Beautiful morning. Beautiful. Well, we got a view off the side of the trail right here. All right, just a little restaurant off the side of the trail, a little Blue Blaze Trail. They call it the Skyland Resort. So we're looking for the restaurant part, which I believe is this part right here. It looks like the office down that way. You know what? I actually remember being here when Lois and I was on the bike. We have been here before. Well, this is the view that we walked out onto. See a lot of rock showing off the mountainside and then the valley below. You can see through the haze. We're climbing up Pinnacle Mountain. Supposedly, when we get to the summit, there's supposed to be a couple places where you can get a view. Came out along the side of the mountain here at Pinnacle. Well, I assume we're at the summit. It's supposed to be Luray down there. Well, this is our first look at a hut in the Shenandoahs. Looks like it's got a fireplace. All made out of stone. Pretty nice. Yeah. Picnic table. Wooden deck to sleep on. Concrete floor. That's different for sure. Fireplace. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Well, we've been climbing down from Mary's Rock. Not quite sure Mary's Rock, but we have been working our way down. As we climbed the Pinnacle, and then that came down, and then we went back up Mary's Rock. So now we're coming back down. We got this rock outcropping right here, and no, mother, I didn't go climb on the rocks. But yeah, pretty nice view this morning. Well, the trail has came back out on Skyline Drive, and according to the app, if I am looking at it right, that is the last time that we're going to cross Skyline Drive. We're here at Compton Gap, and we're crossing the road because we got a car coming. There's our post. Says Front Royal is 10.2 miles away. US 522 is 6.8 miles away. Yeah, beautiful day. God is good. Well, we've made the northern permit station on the way out of the park, so we are close to being out of the Shenandoah National Park. So we're getting close. Well, I was wrong. There is signage for leaving the park. It says park boundary right here. I'm impressed. I don't remember seeing one on the other end when I entered, but there's one on the north end, and there might be one on the south end. I might have just missed it. But hey, that means we are out of the Shenandoah National Park. We have thru-hiked on the AT, the Shenandoah Park, National Park. Well, the trail's coming out on a little boardwalk right next to a chain link fence. I don't know what's up with the fence. Well, the signage on this chain link fence says it's no trespassing, U.S. government property. How about that? Huh. So I guess we're not going to monkey with the U.S. government. It's supposed to be Boise Camp, I guess is what they called it. Well, we got what they're calling Boise Camp. It's like a big fire pit there, spot for a tent. There's no shelter or anything like that. I don't think there's even a privy, but I don't know if you can see there's paths going here, there, and everywhere. I'm thinking I'm going to pick out that spot right there, pitch my tent. I haven't walked the path, so I don't know if there's anybody else here or not, but I'm kind of thinking there's probably nobody else here but me. But yeah, I think that's the spot I'm going to pick. So that's home for tonight. Quite the fancy looking place. Welcome to the Bear's Den Trail Center. All right. Wow. So there again, that is Bear's Den Hostel. Very nice place. Very nice people. We're going back out to the trail. Well, look what I found. Virginia, West Virginia state line. Whoop whoop. That means we've got 4 states done, going into the 5th one. How about that? Virginia to West Virginia. Woo! Whoop, whoop. Looks like we're headed for a view on top of 14. Hopefully this is the top. Oh, look at the haze. Wow. Yeah, if it wasn't hazy, it'd be a pretty view. I don't know, that's just all humidity, I assume. Wow. Look at all them trees. I'm assuming that's all West Virginia. Well, this log looked like a good sit-down log. Sit here, enjoy these ferns covering the ground. They're pretty. Even go up on the ridge up there. Pretty nice. Nice little breeze blowing here on top. It's top of 14 in West Virginia. Whoop whoop. There's the trails. It's going back down, so pretty nice. Kind of look like a nice open area. I mean, we've been in the green tunnel so long. It's nice to be able to see a little ways, not have all that second growth. Trail's starting to go down off this ridge, but well, that's a shot of the sun shining on the river. Pretty rocky.
Oh,
Going, are we working?
yeah, start now.
All right, we made it halfway. Hey! Whoop. But this is St. Peter's coming up on the right, which is where we're headed. Very pretty church on the outside. There's the Potomac River is what we're over on this bridge. Shenandoah River is over there. This is where the two merge, and it just stays the Potomac, I believe. This is the bridge across to where we're going. Looks like we're going to be climbing up that mess over there. So that's how we're going. There's our white blaze, so it says we're on the right trail. We'll see where it goes, how far it goes like this. Gathland State Park, and that's some kind of a war correspondence memorial that they've built. They've got some kind of ruins up on the hill, and then just a pavilion. We've got an impressive view today. A little wet too. This is the signage for the Washington Monument. And this is the Washington Monument. Well, the trail is going up to Annapolis Rock, but it has been a steady set of stairs so far going up. It's wearing me out. Still got a sprinkle going on. I don't know, it's about 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock, I don't know. But we've still got stairs to climb. Wind's picking up. Hopefully we don't get a big old thunderstorm. This is a view from Annapolis Rock. I think that's the rock over there. We're right here. That's something we haven't seen much of today at all. It's that sunshine. Looks pretty. Took it all day, all evening to come out. So, Rocky Trail is about to get a lot worse, which is really going to slow me down. It's turned into a full-blown rock scramble. We got nothing but rocks to walk on. Yeah, that looks like quite the deal, don't it? We can manage this without getting killed. Definitely slows you down. Looks like the trail's coming out in the pasture. So we get a little pasture walk, a little sunshine for a little bit. Yeah, we got a nice sunny blue day today compared to what we had yesterday. It's nice they cut this grass. Yeah, we're back in the green tunnel for sure. You aren't going to see much of anything off the trail. Not in this boar's nest. Well, the trails came out on a little gravel road out here in the mountains. We got a double blaze there, which says the trail turns, but I haven't found the trail yet. Looks like it's right there. Yeah, double blaze on the tree there. That looks like interesting. So here we go. We just got done climbing down that mess. I don't know if you can see that blaze up there. There's a white blaze. We've been climbing down all this rocky stuff. Quite the rock scramble to get down here. But we made it. So we're gonna keep going. But if you read what that says, whoop whoop, we are out of Maryland and in Pennsylvania in one more step. We're also at the Mason-Dixon line, so that means On the Maryland side, we're going to call it the Appalachian Trail. But when we step over here on the Pennsylvania side, we're going to call it the Appalachian Trail. So we're now in the Appalachian Trail. We have left the Appalachian Trail. How about that? Whoop, whoop. So we are now in Pennsylvania. And if the snack shack would have been open in Penmar, I'd have got a Snickers. But I think we've got one somewhere I can dig out. Well, I guess just for fun, the trail brought us up here to the ridge where all the rocks are. And the rocks are piled on top. They all just kind of piled up. But yeah, kind of rocky up here on this ridge. Haven't met anybody going the other way yet today. Nobody's passed me up, but there was, I don't know, 9, 10 people at the shelter last night. Maybe in the shelter and camping around the shelter. Well, we ran into another shelter here on Pennsylvania. They got their bear box or food box right there. A couple tenting platforms. We got us a porch swing. This is Quarry Gap Shelter. We got a bench, we got flowers. Not real big shelters. Big enough, I suppose. Yeah, very nice. Sundial, flowers. Wow. Picnic table with a shelter over it. Very nice. Flowers hanging on the shelter themselves. Wooden deck around the shelters. Very nice. And I believe Birch Run Shelter is where we're headed for tonight. So we got 7.5 miles to go. Well, I think we've found our first copperhead. Why they call them copperheads, I don't know. But there he is. Pretty good size one. Hopefully he'll stay there and let me go by. I don't know. I believe that's our first copperhead. Yeah, he's going to go on up the hill. So we'll let him. We will let him. Well, according to my phone and this marker on the ground right here, we have made halfway. So whoop whoop for that. It's raining, so we're gonna hold off on eating our Snickers bar till we're out of the rain. But everybody, if you want to celebrate it, get your Snickers bar out. We will eat us a Snickers. But right now, we're halfway done. Woo-hoo! Woohoo! Woohoo! We have made 1,100 miles. How about that? Woohoo! Can you believe we've walked 1,100 miles? That is a lot of miles. That means we're closer to Katahdin than we are Springer Mountain. I'm gonna let you go. These rocks could be slick being wet. Well, this is a old halfway marker. Halfway to Katahdin. Hey! Whoop whoop. Little road walk for a little bit anyway. I mean, it's a gravel road, but hey, it's pretty nice. I hear a creek running off to the right of us. There's a little blue blaze back there. It would have took you down to the creek to get water if you needed water, but I'm good, so we're still going on. Which is Iron Master's mansion. We'll see how that works out. But we're still looking for the general store. Well, this is a shot of the upstairs bunk room. I've picked a corner bunk, trying to be kind of off by myself a little bit. But that's my bunk for the next 2 nights.